All right, team, time to do the Boston Brahmas. 3 goals, so let's break them all down. All right, first goal here. We got good little forecheck here. So let's talk about the neutral zone forecheck. We have Mahoney, who's off screen, pressuring their left defenseman, but Don does a really good job of recognizing the D to D. He jumps it and leads with the stick to make the pick here. So good job. Good way to get the puck in the zone. Now we start working on the forecheck. Um, Obviously, they were trying to send a guy, right? So he was up high. So our defenseman needs to be aware of it, and I think Callum was. But the mistake here is on their defenseman. So he comes behind the net, right? And he tries to go to the middle. Doesn't make sense to go to the middle. You have a guy protecting the middle, go to the outside. Honestly, he probably should have taken this puck, chipped it up, and let it be a race between Callum and this guy. Goes to the middle, ends up turning the puck over, bounces right to Brendan Leahy right there. Makes a good pass up to Mahoney and a sweet little tuck. So, two mistakes on their side, right? Trying to make the DD pass when someone's there, trying to skate the puck up through the middle. A better option was taking it wide. Okay, that made it 1-0, first goal of the game. Now let's talk about the second goal. We have Brendan down here, right in the high slot. His responsibility is this guy right here. Uh, he's maybe a little low, but does a good job of keeping himself between this guy and the puck. He's in that high slot we should always talk about. They have 3 guys too deep. They should have had their F3 should have been up here. F3 is not there, so the puck comes to our guy. And at this point, Brennan just turns on the Jets. We got 1 versus 4 of their players, so nothing really should come out of it. But Brennan does a really good job using his speed, pushing up the boards. And now let's talk about this player right here. So this defenseman saw that his partner got beat, so he needs to come over and support. What he should be doing is taking an angle at Brendan, right? Not giving the middle of the ice and pushing him up the boards, allowing his back checkers to come support. Instead, he skates straight at him, right? Makes it super easy for Brendan to attack his heels, cuts with the puck to the middle, and then nice little finish here. So great individual effort, a ton of speed right there, which is really good. That made it 2-4. Last goal. We're going to talk about gapping here. So we have our player Ryan skating the puck out. Again, they have 3 forwards deep. Weak side D is, really far over to the left, and strong side D sees that he's most likely going to get the puck out of the zone. He has 2 options. Every D has 2 options. They can pinch it or retreat. He decides to retreat, but look at the size of the gap, right? He's already at center ice and the puck is at top of the circles. So retreating that far means that you give him a huge gap and you're slow because you're trying to let them come to you, so you're slowing down. It makes it easy for us to walk around him. Once he gets around them, their weak side D never got back to the middle, so Mahoney can just drive and a good finish there. So we talk about gapping a lot from defensemen. Ideally that gap is when they come across the blue line, it's like a stick length. That was probably 10. Good goal there. Ends up being the third goal that made it 3-6, and that ended up being the final score. So we were short, didn't have our full roster. The guys over there skated really hard, but that was a good team. Tough loss, but we'll see them again in the playoffs. All right, good job, guys.